Hi everyone, it's Jen from the Planner Chickie. I am coming to you with my work A5 Filofax and notebook system. So I've filmed this maybe 4 times, and because it's for work, it's hard because if you're like me, I don't like watching the videos that have everything covered up and you're like, this is what it looks like and here's a blank page. You're like, that doesn't help me. I wanted to see a real example. So I've left a little bit of both and I think I've made it work. So let's get started. But first, how cute is my background today? Come on. I'm really... Hedgehogs and foxes and owls. Stop yourself. Personal planner goes over there. I'm going to film next. By the way, I'm filming in natural light. I hope this works because the light is actually on the other side of the building. And I'm not sure if this is going to come out good. So far on camera it looks okay. But sometimes when you upload it, it looks janky. So we'll see. This is a Martha Stewart disc-bound notebook. You could use it as a planner. You could use it as a telephone book, recipe book. You know, you could, whatever your imagination could put in there, you could do it. When I purchased it, it had these size discs, and it just had regular notebook paper. And it's by, did I say Martha Stewart? I did. It comes with a little elastic thing. And I don't treat this book gentle. I don't treat my A5 planner gentle. I just need them to work. They can look pretty and make me smile when I look at them, but it's not like my personal planner where there's a bunch of stickers and washi tape, and I'm doing it because I really enjoy it and it makes me happy looking at it every day. This is work. I just really need the product to actually work. So I made some differences in here, not a bunch. It's really basic, actually. I don't know how fun it'll be to watch, but I figured I'll upload it, gauge your response, and then we'll either continue to talk about it or dump it. That's my planner. We'll get to that in a minute. So this is the workhorse. This is my daily notes, meeting notes, and sort of like a to-do checklist. So I'm in the hospitality industry, and I work for an office that deals with every hotel from the East Coast to the West Coast. So I take a lot of phone calls, a lot of notes, just to keep everything perfectly straight. Not only in my brain, but just so I know it was physically done. So that's enough explanation there. See, I even have a pen mark here. This would bother me greatly if this was my personal planner. Because it's for work, and now I can't find it because it's close up. There it is. See it? I don't care about that. It doesn't bother me at all. And that is so strange for me. But hey. Okay, so these are my notes. Shut that down. I had it popped up. I have a extra, what do you call that? Benefits card there. Just because, you know, you're at work. Sometimes people just, you need it. And then I have masking stickers of every color and size. And I use these in my planner. If you're a subscriber, first of all, thank you for being one. You'll know my last video, I was having a rough go at all the supplies I had and wasn't using. And so I really took a hard look and I found what I could work in different aspects that I haven't thought about before. So it's not all about my personal planner. I've leapfrogged some items into other aspects of my life, such as work. Okay, this is a task list from the ARC system. This is just a double-sided folder. This is Martha Stewart tabs. Frame, yes. Martha Stewart dividers, which I really like her tabs. Okay, so this is my call sheets. This is the ARC project notes. Excuse me, getting a cold. So this is my inbound call list. I sort of use it as a college rule, like they call it something, I forget the name, but if I can find it, I'll link it below. So a person calls in, I highlight their name, whether it's a person I work with in my office or an outside person. I take the note down. I use the washi sticker to mark the date. I put little notes pertaining to what the request is, and I check it off when I'm done. And this is also extra note space for me just to scribble. Because I had a hard habit of writing everything down on a list pad like this, and then tearing the page off and throwing it away. So I didn't have a record, because a lot of my job I have to go back in time and figure stuff out. So the notebook is working very well for me. I did start cutting a page off if both sides were done, as far as the request on this side got done with the check mark here, but I got bored with that, so that didn't work. You'll notice some are long and some are short. The shorter one is just a continuation of the date, so this would be the 8th here. This is the 9th. I only keep a month in here. The rest is in a file at my job. Okay, and what I like about my notebook is it goes like that, and your pen falls off. So I decided to go with first the checks, then the checks with the highlighter, and you'll see today's page will be just a highlighter. But this is an invaluable tool. First of all, it keeps a record of time, so I can go back on the 29th and say, yeah, I spoke with so-and-so, and that's what they wanted. Yeah, so-and-so called. Here's his number, here's this, here's that, here's this, here's that. So it is super duper handy. I use a sheet until the sheet is dead. I also keep page flags on here for references. This is called the hot sheet. I turn them over purposely. If I have something that is on here that I started and I did it, like the task is done, but there's an extra step and I'm waiting on someone else to get back to me, they go on my hot sheet. This is a hot sheet. Ooh, so cool. But that's what I call it for my brain to work. So that is my daily pages. I have a mixture of regular notebook paper and then the project notebook paper. I prefer the project notebook paper, but when I run out of this will be fine. I'll just draw the lines. No big deal. You know? Okay. Next divider has nothing in it. I keep this for very specific tasks given to me only by my boss. Boss only stuff goes in this section. I've completed that and now it's empty. This is a good thing. I know it seems weird to have two dividers together like that, but trust me when I say having nothing in here is a great day. This stuff, let me just pass through this only because it's passwords. Okay, here we go. Then I was learning a new program at work, and oh my god, the notes I took in here, whew, terrible. This is the pages that came with I say planner, but it's a notebook. It has the same wheat lining on the edge, sort of washi tape like to match the outside. So this is where I keep notes, passwords, etc. And then in here is a to-do list, which is done. I don't know why that's still there. Marketing strategies, meetings. They're all meetings notes. And they're all really messy. And then I put them in my files on my computer on a thumb drive, and that's what happens there. And then another tab in the back just for extra items I have. So that is the Martha Stewart disc-bound notebook with my card sticking out. Okay, so that is something I touch every single minute of my work day. It is laid out on my desk in front of my keyboard, and I don't think I could do this job without this book. Okay, moving on, keeping this video relatively short. This is my A5 dark aqua, I don't know, original, and I'll link it below. I believe Filofax still has this on their site. Now, a little back history in case you're not a subscriber, and even if you are, you know, we're going back to the beginning of this year, 2016. My big planner setup for 2016 was to have this as a home planner, just something I kept at home. I could write all personal notes. I didn't have to worry about dragging it around, didn't have to worry about anybody else seeing it. I failed miserably. I couldn't quite understand why I was transferring information from one planner to another planner, and then this planner began to run as a journal, and I already have a journal, so it was muddy and messy, and I was broken. I couldn't work like that, y'all. So I decided not to put it on a shelf and let it collect dust. I'm going to use it for work because I always have a work planner. It's normally a personal size, but I'll say this one is working out great. Unfortunately, things are changing for 2017 because I like to touch and play with other planners. I know you're like me. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so many planner videos. Okay, I'm laughing because the new planner is right over here and you can't see it. Not ready to go yet. So I kept the front of it still decorated like I had it when it was going to be a personal use. I use a Bic pen. I don't know if you noticed that in my work planner here. I use a Bic pen. And in my personal planner, I use a Bic pen. I like them. They're simple. I don't care if somebody borrows it and never returns it because Easy peasy, nice and squeezy. You get another one. I have a whole bucket full of them. See? So let's get into the planner. I'm off course. I have these arrow stickers that I always forget about. I have a emergency sticky pad because my drawer at my office is stickies. I have the same dots I used when it was my personal planner, and it's by Sparkle and Shimmers on Etsy. I will link them. They're fantastic. And this is just a heavy piece of plastic for a fly leaf. It's actually a page lifter because if you guys are like anything like me, I can't stand when the corners or the edges get rounded and worn. So the page lifters really help with that. Page protector, actual page. This is just scrapbook paper I really liked. I thought it matched nicely without being too crazy. Same thing with the washi tape, and I like the sentiment. And then I put some ephemera on here as well. Okay, so on this side, that's just the ink I use. You know what? There's another divider in here. I don't know why that's there. Oh, it's a divider. Duh. This is passwords. Like passwords, but serious stuff. Not like the one in my notebook. This is serious. So I keep that covered. I labeled it office notes just because it is that serious, and I didn't want anyone to just, you know, look at it and be like, oh, passwords. This is just a running task list of pending things you can see are done. This is when I got my full-time job, all the notes I had with my boss. So I keep that there for reference. I am writing on the Inkwell Press Grid paper. This paper is absolutely gorgeous. Just beautiful paper. I love this paper. I'm saying I wish if I could buy more. I don't actually know. I'm going to have to research that. Overview of 2017, next divider. By the way, these aren't laminated because I'm not rough on them like I am in my personal planner. Personal phone number I forgot about. Wish I could go ahead and learn how to edit. And we're moving along. I kept the goals and the birthdays and all the stuff in here that goes along with it. This page has a page marker right here, and this keeps track of my sick time, days off, whether I needed to swap a day, etc. Just my own payroll situation. And then I have these pages clipped because it is empty Filofax pages. So what I did when I had my personal stuff, I took those, threw those away, and I had this came with the planner, and guess what? I really like the Filofax paper. I know I've had hard times with it before, but I'm enjoying it. I may order that for next year just for the backup to what I have planned, because we all know what happens when I plan. It doesn't go so well. So this is all the things I used from when I started. I used the little dots or triangles for meetings, etc. And then it takes us to March. Now, Inkwell Press fans, I'm really sorry. Please don't hate me for this. I know this is going to hurt a lot of people. It's like putting a slice into our planners. But the beautiful hexagon, I think they're called vision boards, in between your monthly divider and the back page of the month, I glue them together because I don't use those. So what I needed to happen is I needed to grab this tab and flip it. And every time I did, I had the hexagons there. So I glued all of them. I was nervous to say that because there are some really die-hard fans out there, and I understand it. And if this was my personal planner, I would use them, but it's not. So I marked, this is when I was part-time, I marked all my days, my hours, paydays, meetings, etc. Washi tape for when we had trips out or someone's out of the office. These things you see covered are actually using my Target page flags. And that's about my coworker, and she's not part of this video, so I didn't want to put her in it. Here, again, is a lot of trips. And here is when I went full-time, so I made note of that. Birthdays and meetings, outings, things, off-property stuff, trips, New Orleans. It's been a crazy, crazy ride. A lot of meetings, not a lot for me. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 meetings in 1 month is a lot. I keep, right here is just like a little running to do. Also keep track of my PTO days left. PTO is like paid time off. It's all bundled into one, in case you don't know, the vacation, the personal, the sick, etc. So that's how I'm using my planner. So this week right here, I am using, oh crap, can't show that, I'm sorry. It has too many phone numbers of people that are going to get a lot of phone calls. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, that made me laugh. So what I did is I took a task pad, and I could show you the back. Here we go. So I took a task pad from the ARC system, washi taped it to the Filofax ruler, and then on the back I wrote individual phone numbers, a little glance, at all the people that I call the most, and I just can't memorize their numbers, so I just put them there because this is also open on my desk. So this is usually how it looks when I'm at work. It goes like this. I have this open to my day, and I have it like this. There's some writing things in. If I need to move anything to the planner, this goes to the side. I know it sounds really janky, but that's how I do it. I keep my hours, any important things, any tasks. The purple sticky is probably like a glaring object on this picture. So this is things I need to fix. And I cover Wednesday and Thursday because those happen to be my days off right now. So I'm not using those days, so that's what it is. You'll see it is on just about every single page, except for the monthly view. See, things I had to fix. This is a terrible example because I've done pretty well. There we go. There's some things I had to fix. And I just do it all in one phone call once a week. So I write it all down, get it out. This way I have it. And then before Sunday comes, or usually on Sunday, I go through them and fix them. And then I can leave for my days off. So that's how that looks. There's a lot of notes. Obviously this week is just starting for me because these are my busiest days. I did work, nothing, crazy. I'll just have little tasks or little notes like I left early that day. I got an EO, which is an early out of schedule. I hope I'm not insulting anybody by speaking like that, but I don't want to assume everybody knows emails, this stuff I have to do, order supplies. I'm in charge of supplies. Dream come true. So just stuff like that. So that is my work planner. I really have nothing else besides these. And I do keep one of these little Heidi Swap. I think, this might not be Heidi Swap, but it might be. I don't know. Just a little pocket. And then back here, I have a little extra doodads that I mostly forget about because it's all the way in the back. And then I have another page lifter right here. And then in the back, nothing. So that is my planner for work. If you guys have any question, please let me know. It's really basic, not exciting like it is for my home planner. I used to only have an ARC, but it was the I don't even think it was the A5. It was a full sheet of paper size. And it worked great, but once it started filling up, it got really heavy. So I decided just to keep it easy and simple. So keep checking back because I am going to film what my plans are for my planners next year, and I'm probably gonna film that in December, a little closer to the next year instead of now. And then in January, at the end of January, I usually film what I'm actually using, which is funny because I'm not using anything of what I wanted to use in 2016 like I had planned, but I am using it. And as for my last video, I really did sit down and have a nice chat with myself as to what I'm using and not using. And so far, I'm really happy as to how things are going. I'm actually using things, letting them go, even though they're so cute. Like the hedgehoggies and the foxes. So cute. But that is all. I could ramble on for hours, but nobody wants to hear that. So come back for my next video. It's going to be a October flip through my personal planner. And I will see you guys soon. I hope you have a great day, and talk to you later.